Okay. Okay. And as always, I will invite you to stay connected, and then share your experience after the practice. So we will be using our nose to do the inhalation. We will inhale in a progressive way, let's say in 8 steps, as we were going up on a ladder. We go until our maximum capacity, of course, always respecting, the way we feel. And we will also be looking to expand in 360 degrees. Okay, so sit in a comfortable position, and I will be setting the pace, but feel free to adapt it to your own rhythm. Okay. The exhalation, I'm not sure. It's through the nose or it's through the mouth.
Yeah, you can do it through the nose. It's through the nose. It's
Oh.
okay through the nose. Yeah.
So let's start at 1, 2, 3. And 3 more times. Okay. So how did it go for you?
For me, it went great. I felt it in the body. I felt the expansion. I felt the inhalation building up, something interesting there. Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
And
Tamás,
you?
Yeah, for me as well, I realized that the last 2 days, I've been sharing this room with some friends skiing, so I haven't been doing my morning practice. And I realized that it's been missing, so it was a good start. Thank you.
Yes, and it was well explained, simple, to the point, refreshing. Yes. I only would add, when explaining all these series of breaths, that these are breaths to give you energy, to activate you. These are breaths that maybe you don't do them if you are in an anxiety moment, or if you are with too much stress, and you're feeling a contraction on the chest because of anxiety, because of, this kind of states in the body. It's a breath that will build up more momentum. So it's a breath more for when you are a little bit too calm and you need a little bit to activate, to wake up gently.
And maybe my feedback would be that I think first, maybe it's nicer if you show the breathing, the breath, and then when we start breathing, you don't have to do it, but you rather give the explanation. Because then when I breathe, or I know that, also Raka does this, and I've done it with my practice before, that when you start doing the breathing, you can get into like, okay, am I doing right? Is that the right way? And if I hear the explanation, as I'm doing the breathing, that helps me to anchor, like, oh, I'm doing the right thing.
Yes,
Can
yes.
I didn't get it like the last. So you will suggest that I first show it and then I don't
And
do.
then when we start breathing, you don't do it, but you rather keep explaining what we should be doing. So as I'm doing it, I can hear as well. And then all my mind comes up at these moments with doubts. Am I doing the right way or no? And then if you explain as I'm breathing, I can hear that, oh, I'm doing the right job.
Mhm. I have that's a good point. I have my own little experience when I help people with the breath.
Mhm.
Just one technique, very simple. First, I always feel I explain them, then I do it with them, and while I'm doing it, I also observe them because it's a
Mhm.
simple one and I can do both tasks at the same time. I don't know if you could hear me, like perhaps not because I don't have a microphone, and I think in this one, as is it easier if you can hear me, you can follow. But what I feel when I show the breath and I do it at the same time with the person is that we kind of synchronize.
Mm.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mm.
I know your point. I understand, and I can perhaps explain it, then see the person, give some direction, and then we can practice together, for example. But yeah.
Yes. I usually, what I do is to do one round guiding it, like
Mm.
one round where I would have said, okay, now we are going to expand 8 times in the inhalation with 8 pauses, and then I might go 1, 2, 3, 4,
Mm.
5, 6, like I might go a first round just doing that, and then the second, okay, now we do it in silence, but now the person got it once, like exactly how it should be or exactly in the right rhythm, because maybe the person would be doing
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't match, it's too much air and it won't be able to do the 8, for
Yeah.
example.
No,
Or
it
like,
is happening to me. Like,
yes,
on the go right now.
yes. So
I usually
it's
use
just,
my hands.
but I
So
think it's a matter of practicing it yourself so much that then you can explain and do it one explaining, then you say, let's do it together. And you can remind certain things in the time where you do it together. You do it with them, but you remind just some little things. And then you say, now a complete silence now, or you ask a question like, is it okay? You feel you have it? And then the person will say,
that's important. Yeah.
yeah, yes, I do. Or they will ask a question usually. And then after asking, I remember when I taught you, I shared with you this breath, you had plenty of questions like, is it one breath like this? Is it one breath like that? Is it 8 breaths? Like, or if it's built up, or like, even I had like a little bit of trouble explaining the intervals and the pauses. So this breath, depending, it can be a little tricky to make the point on how to build up the inhalation. Yeah, but it can be a good thing to guide a first round, and then, I mean, explain it, do it once yourself, and then guide people, and then do it in silence and enjoy it. Once you know, they know it, and they say they don't have questions, or the same for any breath, really. This is a protocol.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, good. Okay, so the second one we can do is the impact breath. So maybe Tamás explains it, because I think Yolibel was the one that showed it the last time we did it. You were the one that.
Sure.
So
I have
maybe
not practiced this
it doesn't
breathing, so.
matter. It's interesting to see what
And
you remember.
what's very nice is the reason why I didn't practice is because I haven't really felt a lot of anger.
Ah,
So that's
a
also,
good
you know,
reason.
yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, but it's this breath is the kind where that you have in your back archives, and then someone comes, and then the breath always, like the mind has this thing and your energy where you can really know what breath the person is needing. And even if you haven't practiced it, I mean, I suggest you know them all enough to be able to share them. But even if you haven't practiced it for a while, you remember, and you will say, oh, okay, this is the breath that is talking to me right now. Like, this is the breath this person needs. It's like obvious. It's like, this is it. So it's
Yeah,
good to have it there.
the other night there was a mom here inside of the house, and I'm asking her what's going on, and she's like, I'm waiting for my son because he ran away, and I'm like, why? And he's like, oh, they had a fight with his brother.
So you might use it today.
And I showed it to her, like, you should show this reading to him.
There you go. Okay, let's go
Okay,
for it.
so the impact breath we're gonna do for learning a breathing for when you feel very angry and very activated. This is a great way of loosening that activated state, and it is borrowed from martial arts, I believe, or also qigong, kung fu, this kind of Eastern practices. And I'll show it to you how it's done, and then after that you can follow me. So the breathing is done in a way that first you kind of like get into a position where you a little bit bend your knees, and your core is quite you keep your core strong, but your legs are a little bit yeah, just moving like that, a bit flexible. And you bring up your hands over here next to your, a little bit above your lower ribs but below your chest. And the breathing I'm going to do is I'm going to, first when I'm pulling in, I'm taking an exhale, and then I breathe out fast, like. Now, there are two things here that I want to emphasize. The first one is that when you breathe out, when you breathe in, you don't fully straighten your arms. You keep it a bit bended. And then when you've done the movement, you pull it back quite fast with a fast exhale. So it's a rather fast movement. So let me show you once, and then you can ask your questions and you can practice as well. So and as you do this, the last instruction is that you have this fierce face, like you're really letting the anger out. Do you have any questions before? I mean, you're already practicing, but I wonder if you have any questions. Okay, so let's do 5 of this. Straighten your chest as well. I see some of you a little bit bending in, so keep the chest straight, and then we can do it together. Don't forget the fierce face. Arms are not fully straight, and they're a little bit bended, and then you pull back on the exhale. Great.
Right.
How was that for you?
I have to go and clear my nose.
Yes, for me it was great. It was a little bit cold here actually, and it warmed me up.
Nice.
I do think as an input, the movements of this breath are quite sharp.
Mhm.
And you do this sharp, but this doesn't seem so sharp. It seems a little bit soft.
Yes.
You're like that, and you do like something soft. So it's ta ta ta. It's like
Yeah.
fast, sharp.
Something like Tai Chi. Like,
Yes.
But the problem with Qigong is that there are 2 directions, and I'm doing more of the healing part, and in that you like
Yes, I understand. But in
take
this,
long breath. Yeah.
it is not you are almost bringing your diaphragm, you're almost closing your abdominals with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you need, for that, you need the inspiration, you need the fast, sharp, and imagine you're doing two, 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 two. This is the belly or the abdominal area, like the back and the belly, and so you would go two, 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 and for that you help yourself with the arm.
Okay, okay.
So you feel a little, maybe I didn't say that when I explained it, you feel a little sharp contraction there. And for that to happen, if you do too much like this, the body doesn't feel the need of sharpening the exhalation.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if what I'm gonna say it's kind of wrong or right, but
Come on, say it.
I see it as a way of floating energy, like, and so it must be like energetic or sharp or strong, intense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you said that we should like try to find a
Fierce.
point. No, I mean like to focus on a point.
Yeah.
We'll do the fierce look. Yeah. And a doubt is that I was just quickly listening to the breath before, and I saw you said something like, we should be doing this not so
Straight, not so
like this,
straight, but like a little bit curved. Yeah.
so it will stimulate something or something.
Yeah,
So
the organs.
I
Yep.
don't find it like doing that way, touching our like this. I didn't felt that is so like
Yeah, actually, when you do it, you don't smack it. You don't like put your elbows completely like hitting. You don't hit, but you do contract the belly. You do curve. So the
Okay.
bending helps you, just like the rocking. You know, the rocking is the same kind of. Actually, it's a bending that comes from the sharp movement. It's not a real bending completely. It comes from the sharp movement. So
Okay.
from a contraction that is from the. So it's from the abdominal area. It should come.
What's the name of this breath?
The impact breath. Actually, this breath, I was calling it the strong ladder, but I consulted with a friend that we learned this breath together, and he said there were like 4 names for this breath, and one was the impact, one was the strong ladder, he gave me like the 4, but I said, okay, this is the impact for me. For me, it's a breath of impact. So I took that only one, and that's the one I use now.
Okay, I will practice this.
Okay.
Maybe I will get angry next week, hopefully.
It's not necessarily angry. It's like vigor. It's like it's like invigorating. Like you feel a presence, a strong presence. Like I remember when my daughter wanted to do Kung Fu, I remember we started practicing some Kung Fu movements, and I remember her doing it like very, cute. And I was like, no, you need impact. You need like a little, come on, a little presence, a little tuning in, a little speed, a little, and she couldn't get it until we started doing like, like this sensation of we relax. By contrast, we got it. We got this contraction. And we didn't have anger in that movement. It was just strong presence. And this breath has this fierce look. It's one of these ones that have the fierce look, like of fierce, like more. I mean, if you do, I have an adolescent and her mom that did the course with me, with parents, and the mom says, this is the favorite breath of my daughter. Every time she's angry, she does it. And it's excellent for that, but not only for that. When you want to just get active and tune, when you're going to go to a meeting and you want to be sharp, you want to be on edge, you come and you're like, you know, da, 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 da. Anyway.
Oh,
Wow. I could totally see you in the toilet doing this at a big corporate, you know?
Yes, do, do, da, do, do, da. Anyway. Okay, good. Any other question around this breath? No. Okay. Okay. Shall we do the series of the fire
Mm-hmm.
on the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, so who wants to do the rocking breath first? The first one of the series.
I can do it.
Okay,
But never, I'm confused about the names and.
the rocking is the one that is you rock. It's like a, como una mecedora.
Okay.
So you
And
rock like a
I,
special guest. Special
oh,
guest.
oh, I do.
Yes. Teri, no puedes estar acá, mi amor. No puedes estar acá. Ven, aquí. Ponte aquí, ven. Aquí.
And so this one is the rocking, and the one that is circular when you do
Yeah,
the
and this one is the circular.
circular rocking.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
It's the fire circular breath, they call it. Fire circular. They don't say rocking, they say fire circular. Circle fire, fire circular. It's the series of fire breath. And there's the rocking fire, there's the circular fire, and then there is the fire.
Okay.
Pero aquí, aquí, aquí.
Okay, I don't have a clue. I'm going to remember what we did.
Yeah, ven, aquí. Okay,
So,
ahí.
okay.
Yeah, eso. Ahí, stay.
I think we always use our nose.
Yeah.
So this is the rocking breath. And what we will be doing is, I don't know if you can see me, but yeah, you can place your hands there. And once, each time we inhale and exhale, we will do a little bending, so a little movement with our abdomen. And so when we inhale, we will be filling up with air. And then when we exhale, we will be bending and emptying our lungs. So that exhalation, like for me especially, I feel like the exhalation is key and should be very like sharp.
I'm gonna have to come back in a second. Sorry, I forgot something. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, you keep doing it. Yeah. Sigue. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, perhaps I will do it this year. I don't know.
Qué bonita.
So let's do it. I always struggle with the rhythm of it. I think it's too quick for me. So if you don't mind, I will start a little bit slowly.
Yeah, perfect.
So and then I think I could go a little bit faster. Once again. And
Perfecto.
yeah.
Yes. And then you close it. Don't leave it hanging. Then you say, now we take a breath and feel how the body is feeling after this breath. You always close every breath, okay? With an awareness question.
Okay. So
And
you
if you have a room that is feeling like you just open the session with this breath, and then you can ask at the beginning, check how you're feeling, don't change anything, and they will feel tension, they will feel this or that, and then after the breath you say, check now how you're feeling, and there is always a difference, and so they will feel the impact of the breath by comparison.
Yeah. That's something I like to do. Yeah. This one we do like 30 repetitions or 20
Yeah,
or
20, 30, around that. It's
and
fine.
one people can be dizzy, feel dizzy.
Yes,
Or
you can start with 10 and then check how you feel, then do another 10, check how you feel, and then do another 10, and you do 30 with little pauses, or you can do 20, a pause, and then 30, or you can do like alternate. However you fill the room, you will see the people in the room. If it's a group or if it's one person, is even easier. They will, as soon as they finish, they will go, whew, or they will, and so you say, okay, we wait a little bit, check how you're feeling, check how energy is in your body. Is there any contraction? If you're working something really tough with a person, I usually tell the person, place your attention here in a place that is relevant for what she's feeling. If it's anxiety, here, if it's, depending. And then we do the breath, and then we say, before the breath, you say, now we let the breath move whatever is contracted there. And so you do it, and the person and the brain are doing the work of reorganizing, creating a new chemistry, all just by intending it. And the breath moves the energy towards that. Okay.
does it work?
Yes, it does. Yes. Yeah,
Mm.
okay, that's great. You don't have any question about this breath?
We have at least 3 fire breaths, right?
Yes. There are many more. We have actually 4 because Pastrika is considered a fire breath. This one. So I showed here 4.
One, the rocking, the other
The
one
rocking on like this is I showed you 3. Yeah. Maybe you can do the rocking now, because since you did this one, it's like you do rocking and then you say, now we continue like this,
You want me to do it now?
Yeah, because he's not here, and like that we move on.
So following our previous warming up exercise with the rocking, we can add a layer to it and do the same rocking breath, but with a little modification,
Yeah.
a little variation. So we will be moving our torsos in a circular way, contracting the abdomen when we go back, and expanding and opening when we go in front. So doing something like this. And let's go with the flow, inhaling. Just very slowly right now, and then we do it more quickly. I don't know the pace of this one. Should be quicker than this?
No.
No.
And then the other side.
And then the other side.
You're massaging your organs there.
Mhm. Very good, Raquel. Eugene. She knows. It's a dog. It's a girl or it's a
A
boy.
girl, look at her. She's like, good job.
Okay. So we did the rocking and the circular.
Sorry, I
No,
was
no,
building.
don't. It's okay. It's
I
okay.
forgot to. There's a guest here in the top, and my friends asked me to stop the water when the hot tub is filled, and and to turn on the electricity, and I completely forgot. So the
Okay.
hot tub was like the water was coming out. I had to. Holy fuck!
Oh God, this has happened to me.
My God.
Anyway, okay. No, but that was very well explained. This rocking one, I would put accent in the massage of the organs of the digestive system. So it not only works with a contraction as usual of the diaphragm and the abdominal muscles in the exhalation, but it also is massaging Samana Vayu zone, the zone of fire, the zone of digestion. So it's a very good breath to when people are stuck in emotional situations and they're not managing to process or digest an emotion. You can have them do this breath, and it's
Every
powerful. It might, after the breath, it might come a wave of cry. It might release some crying if the person has something there, and you do it, you do it really centered with the breath, because now we're practicing, but we are also exploring how you're saying it and how to, to come up with the words. So it's a different situation as when we are explaining it to take people into an experience. Now we're just checking it, and so it doesn't sound the same, and you don't have the same attitude as if you would have it with someone that really is needing this emotionally.
Yeah.
Okay, so when the person is needing it, you take advantage of every breath as much as you can. Knowing well the values. When you know well how the values move in the body, and what is it that is stuck for the person, if it's apana that is too strong and the person is depressed, or if it's prana that is too strong and the person is too turned on and frenetically stressed. You use different breaths, you choose a different breath, and for moments where the person is stuck emotionally, this is a good movement. It's a movement of 360 degrees, so the brain has it's not tunnel view, it's breaking the tunnel view, it's acknowledging the space around, it's acknowledging the body, that we are body, is acknowledging all the emotions that the body has and is carrying, and it's massaging, literally, physically, the vital organs. Okay? Good. Okay. Okay, so any question about this breath? No. Okay. Okay, and so now we do the fire one. The main fire breath. I don't know if Tamas wants to do it.
Yeah, I can. Okay, so we're gonna do the fire breath, also known as Kapalabhati, I think. Oh, yeah. Which you might have heard already, or you might have done this in other places, especially during yoga class. And what I've experienced with this breath and what I've learned is that people tend to jump into doing the intense version of it, and I would invite us to actually start with more of the basic version of it, because it's important that you get the movement right, because it's a very strong breath. It can be very activating, the fire in you, the energy in you, and also it's a really great breathing technique to use before going into a longer meditation to keep the focus. But I'm not sure if if these are the ways to use the breath, because I haven't gotten into the explanation part yet, but more just the practice part. So bear with me on this. And the breathing is very similar to what we practice with the rocking breath. So we're going to be using this movement of inhaling and then a sharp, strong, and fast exhale. And then later on, we're going to speed it up a little bit more to be something like that rhythm. And so it's a good moment to blow your nose if you feel that there is something in there. And what am I missing from this explanation? Maybe nothing. So I'm curious if you have
Maybe only that it's a long inhalation, like put an accent.
Yeah. So it's a long inhalation and then it's like a short, sharp, fast exhalation. And you will see that at the beginning, it is much harder to do it continuously. So I think that's also one of the reasons why it's important that we start with the basics to get the movement down and then really work it up from there. So let's start with 3 to 5 at your own pace, taking a longer breath in and then a short and sharp and fast exhalation. So go ahead, take an inhale and then sharp exhale. And you should be able to see your t-shirt, your belly moving inwards as you really exhale sharp. Okay, now let's work on a little bit of speeding it up, and I want to make a differentiation here compared to the ladder breathing, because when we do the ladder breath, we've been taking inhales that we take a little pause in. So it's like one long inhale. But here we are breathing in a way that we take an inhale and then we exhale, and then we inhale and we exhale. But these are getting, of course, a bit more faster as we move along with the breath. So let's try to do it again. Straighten your spine, and then take a breath in, and then and at your own pace, you can speed it up a bit faster if you feel like that works for you. Okay. So I just want to add one more thing to this breath, which is that sometimes I see people doing more like breathing up to the chest. So what's important with this breath is that what we get used to is that the inhale still keep coming down towards the diaphragm and expanding the diaphragm to the sides and expanding your, pretty much your lower part of your upper body in a 360-degree manner. But then you keep that short and sharp exhalation. So in light of that, let's just do one more round at your own pace. Maybe count 15 breaths for yourself. Whenever you're ready, you can inhale and then exhale and then get going. Great. How do you feel now?
Good.
I feel heat.
Nice. So those are normal things to experience after such a breathing.
Remember at the end, when you close, you take a breath and you close
Yeah,
here.
okay.
15 seconds and then you close it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Good,
Mm-hmm.
good. And another thing, this breath, actually the 360 degrees is really hard in this breath. So this breath has a more range here under in apana, in this zone where apana is. You want to move
Mhm.
this area and also on under the belly button.
Mhm.
Let's
Okay.
say. So when you feel, when you're doing, you feel, for women, it will feel, well, for men, you don't have a womb, but it will feel under the belly button, also the movement. It brings all the range. So you feel there's something under the lower abdomen, it's engaged. So it's not only here, it's also the lower abdomen. So you're like moving a lot, all this area, and bringing energy up. That's what's happening. Okay? But
Okay.
it was
I have
good.
a question.
Yes.
So the time for the inhalation and the exhalation are equivalent, or you put emphasis, you inhale a little bit?
Longer. You inhale longer and then you're sharp with the exhalation. So you're like, but then when you do it fast when you do it fast, it seems like the accent is in the exhalation, but the inhalate and that you just let go of that sharp exhalation and it will fill the belly the lungs automatically.
Yeah.
Will feel, but it will always have a millisecond extra the inhalation as opposed to the
Yeah.
exhalation.
I
Okay.
feel it's like a pump, like when you're trying to feel like a
Yeah, that
coffee
it goes
cup.
back alone,
Yeah.
and then you empty it, and you empty the air in whatever you want to fill. Okay. And it's rare because usually in all the relaxing breath is the opposite. In a relaxing breath, you respect. Here, this is not the natural way of breathing. You never really should inhale relaxing, allowing, and exhale contracting. Not never, but that's not the natural way. The natural way is when you release the air, that's the moment where you are relaxing your respiratory system, the diaphragm and all the muscles. And when you inhale, that's the active moment. That's the moment where the heart rate goes faster. That's the moment, So you're turning it around and you're creating more you're doing the exhalation sharper, contracting sharper, and then letting an expansion in the inhalation. But all this happens really fast, so you barely see it. It's like at one point, you naturally grow into the speed. Don't try to do the speed too fast at the beginning. I would do maybe the fastest, 2 breath in a second, maybe the fastest to start. So you have tongue, so you do. That would be the fastest I would do at the beginning. I would do slower than that. But with someone new, much slower. So the trick is, with someone new, is for them to really do the movement, not pretend that they're just doing it through the nose, like, no, to get them, okay, now sharp. If they need to do this, that's the speed. If that's the speed, it's fine. It's much better to do that speed, that's a fire breath, than to do it very fast and really not be doing it.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tricky breath that requires a lot of practice and to gain the speed. I mean, to do it the speed in the proper way. Because in the yoga studios, you see everybody doing, but the bell, this area is not really moving. It's like, and they're not even breathing much. It's very superficial. To really, I mean, when they don't teach it properly, when they do it at the end of the yoga class, but then they say, okay, now let's do 100 fire breaths. And they go, here I'm not doing it, but it seems like I am. Okay. Okay, any other question? Okay. Okay, so now let's move to Bhastrika Pranayama. Okay, so we follow this built up of the fire breath. Now we engage the arms. So you remember, so there is the classic version that is, and then there is the other version, the modern version that is, and all with the hands in both cases. We open in the inhalation and close sharp in the exhalation. It's the same principle, only that now you help yourself with your arms. Okay?
Okay.
So we will do both versions. So we won't do it a lot, but this is a breath that I love. I was remembering you yesterday because I was teaching it to a client and we did a whole exercise build up 30 and then something in the middle and 30 and then a visualization in the middle and then 30 and then a last visualization, and it's really powerful every time I do this configuration of 30 Bhastrikas and then now feel your body, how is your heart beating, feel it, you know, acknowledging the body, then 30, then now, okay, bringing your attention to this area, now bring some gratitude. What are you grateful for? Or anything that can inspire the person. This is a breath that really allows a lot in between. And it moves the energy and at the same time you visualize. For people that are depressed or people that are, this can be really good because only the breath builds up momentum till a point. But then you need the mind to hook to the process, to have a thought that inspires, to have hope, to have a new thought about how you see yourself in the future, to have, you know, some little magic there that allows you to feel life is lovely in some kind of way. And so when you do this with this breath that is like, and then you give that to the mind, that nourishment when the mind is distracted because it's coordinating and it's so it can't be thinking at that moment, life is so miserable, I don't know. No, you're stopping that by engaging the body. Something stopped in those thought patterns, and then you stop it and then you building momentum with a new thought. You help the person. It's like you plant a little seed with a new idea, a new thought. Okay, does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very much.
Okay, so who is going to show it? It's just technically show it because, yeah.
Okay, I can show it.
Okay. She's on fire.
Ew. And I am dead.
What?
I'm dead.
No, you too, but
Really.
she was like, oh, I don't know if today I will be able, like last week, you were like, oh, and look, you're
Yeah, we need to go through. Okay. So I will invite you to practice the classic version of the Bhastrika Pranayama.
Yeah.
Ah?
Vastrika with K.
Bhastrika Pranayama. Um, this breath has immense benefits. It's an active breath. As you know, it will increase your blood circulation, oxygenation. So it will put all your energy moving. What I would like to do is to start by doing the breath 10 times. And then in the middle of, and then next to it, do a little moment of visualization. And then repeat the breath 15 times. What do you think? Yeah?
Okay.
Love it.
I will show the movement. The movements. You will use in this version, you will use your hands. As you inhale, you will open your hands, and so like that. Like this. And then you will let your arms fall. Okay? So okay. So yeah, let's do it together 10 times. And then let's set or let's visualize or set an intention about something we want to promote, or we want to create, or we want to have more of that in our life for this next week, for example, or even just for today, as you wish. So let's start. 1, 2, 3. Let's focus on what we would love to create. And focusing on that thought or word or desire. Let's make it real with another repetition of 15 breaths. Intentionally creating the energy for that to happen. Let's visualize again for a few moments and just enjoy the sensation in our bodies. Feel how the energy is flowing naturally. Let's open our eyes knowing that we have already created what we want. Somehow. I And let's clean our nose.
Or our eyes.
Good. In the first pause of this breath, I would always connect people with their body, or at some point connect them with their body, like how they're feeling, like the heartbeat is faster with this breath automatically, so they can feel very easily their heart beating, and they can feel the energy bubbling in the body in a way or another, like something shifting or a warmth somewhere. Or so I would connect them always with the physical aspect, so they understand, the brain understand, oh, I have energy, something is going on, there's movement, I am not low depressed, something is turning on in me, and I have what it takes, I have something moving. And then I would do the more abstract one.
I know that when you did it last week, like I'm a little bit lost with so many names, but when you mentioned the visualization and I felt like it was very, very powerful when you did
Yes,
it.
this one is this sequence is very powerful. Is you do basically 90 of the modern
Like-
version of Bhastrika. You do 30 first, and then you see your body. I can write that down. 30 first, and then you see how your body is feeling, the heart, all. Then you do another 30, and you check again the legs, the feet. You keep checking, and then you do the last 30, and then you ask them to place the hands on the heart, and then you ask for 3 situations that are there, or relationships where they're feeling gratitude for. So they invoke gratitude first, and they need to feel they are there. And every time I guide this exercise, I have myself gratitude things that come to me when I had my daughter, and it's very moving when you're there at the hospital again, or when you are, like in these situations where your body and your mind have a memory of that, and you enter and activate that memory in you, and with gratitude. And so you do this 3 times, you ask them to do it 3, and then you do the exercise with the energy going into the body, like if you a glass, that you start from the toes up, and that's for a compassion. Once you are filled with that energy, then you share it with whoever you want to share it, and that really changes anything you have going on, because that kind of connection with others, and being connecting through helping others, connecting through, it's very powerful chemistry in the body it creates when you want to help, when you, yeah. And then the last one is 3, visualize or see yourself already experiencing 3 things that you want to, or 3 things or people, or experiences, situations, and no matter if they're small or big, you guide them into that. And they it's like they are creating really the energy in print for that this situation.
But you do that part at the end of the night.
Yeah, this you don't do it in between the breath. You do it once the breath is finished. The first 3 is more like to acknowledge how the breath is working in you physically.
Okay.
That's how many people do it. This is a very old sequence. This is a very old sequence that from Kundalini tradition, and Tony Robbins put it in vogue or in trend, and he calls it priming.
Oh, I've been in a
Yeah, so he does and he's there breathing, doing the Bhastrika,
Oh,
Yeah. That's Bastrika, what he does. And then he does this sequence that is the priming. But before him doing it, I knew it before he did it. I mean, when he was doing it, I said, oh, look at him doing this sequence of Kundalini. And I found it really interesting that that's what he does every morning. He takes 10 minutes to just do this. When people ask him, what do you do to create your life? He says, I do this
and
sequence.
he does it. Now I'm remembering. It
And you
is
have like 2,000, 10,000, whatever amount of people are doing it with him, all doing this.
now I
And it's
remember.
very strong energy in the room.
So you do the 3 rounds, and in between you are focusing on the body, and then you do the focus on the gratitude.
Yeah, I have this recorded in audio with
Ah.
music and all in Spanish though. If you,
Okay.
I can send it to you in Spanish. I can put it there so you have it because you will be able to see all the parts.
Yeah.
But basically, I can go through it very fast. Basically, you do 30 bastrikas, modern bastrikas, and then you acknowledge the body, how the body feels. Then another 30, you acknowledge the heart. And you usually really say some things about the heart. Oh, your heart that is capable of, and you elaborate. And then the last is your whole body, but you bring your hands on the heart after the last 30, and then you engage into gratitude. 3 situations where you felt really grateful for, and you go and experience them again. You're there again. You enter that space-time where you felt that, and you experience that gratitude again. And that will
as they do this.
no. This is after. They did already the 90 of these.
Okay.
They did 30 bastrikas, then acknowledging the body, another 30 bastrikas, then acknowledging the heart, and then another 30, and then acknowledging the whole body, the legs, and then hands in the heart, and then you start 3. You're using the breath as a wave that is taking the person through a whole process. You already did the breath, and it's like a big tsunami that you created with the energy, and now you put thoughts over it, and it really takes the gratitude level to a whole new level. It amplifies anything because you have done 90 bastrikas, so your energy is bubbling, and you can amplify anything you put on it. And it's the same. This will counterbalance the effect, when you're angry and you can create a lot of energy by being angry, you create a big movement. Well, here you're doing the same amount of energy. Like if you were angry, but you're not angry, you're using it to create. So you activate gratitude. So your chemistry of gratitude is on. Your glands will start producing happy hormones. And then you activate compassion by filling yourself with light, but then sharing that light with others. And then you activate your capacity to dream your life and create your life with that energy.
And in these moments when they do the gratitude one and the dreaming, they just do regular optimal breathing, and then they do the compassion. They do this like sucking up the energy from the toes.
Yes, I think I focus a lot on them imagining all the thing. I don't tell them to breathe in any way, because when they enter their dreamy world, usually the breath won't be so optimal. Maybe it will be like they might stay a little bit without breath at one point because they're like feeling something, and then so they have their own thing going on with their own chemistry. So I don't focus on the breath after I finish the bastrikas. I just focus on them imagining, seeing themselves there, and finding little things, like saying it can be a sunrise that you experience. It can be something very small, a smile of your child, a smile of your girlfriend, or not, like depending on who you have there, you improvise things that can make them, connect with that gratitude.
I remember last week when we were doing the exercise, you invite us to visualize or focus on someone or a person, and I was feeling very drained that day. And with the exercise, I was even able to create the energy in myself and then share it with that person I was visualizing
Yes,
in the light and blah blah blah.
yes,
So it
yes.
was like,
Yeah, and research say one of the most powerful mm, creators of endorphins is compassion or helping others.
hmm.
Like the fact that you're helping others turns you on in a very specific way.
When you can help others.
Yes, well, in this case, it's very simple because you're visualizing something very simple. You're not needing to do anything really, but you have the feeling that you're really giving the others
Oh.
precious energy that you just worked hard for, you know? Because you did this and you worked hard for it, and now you're sharing it, and so it's powerful. Yeah.
If you're happy to share this in Spanish, that would be lovely because this year
Yes.
I'm learning Spanish. So
Great. Yes. It's yeah, and I call it breath work for a phenomenal day or something. Because and I gave it I recorded in Spanish for a lady that I worked with, and she was really depressed and she couldn't get out of it. And when I did this with her, she was like, this was fantastic. So next session I recorded it, and so she could do it at home constantly, and she did it every day, like for 60 days, and that really moved her energy in a different way. So anyway, okay,
Nice.
now we're going to do, who wants to show the bandas? No, we didn't do the soft Bastrika, the modern Bastrika.
Could
We
we
just
do
do it 30 times, okay?
Could we do that one and then do just a little 10-minute break?
Yeah, okay, it's just, yeah, okay, if you need, okay. Okay, okay.
You
Yeah, so who wants to guide the Bastrika, the modern Bastrika?
I can try. I did not practice this one, so but I can
Yeah,
give
well,
it a
it's the
try.
same, but stopping
Yeah,
it here.
yeah. So we're gonna do the same thing that we just did. It's building on the fire breath, but we're gonna bring in the body, and the idea
No,
is
say
that
it in Spanish. Say it in Spanish.
Why in
That's
no, that's
Spanish?
brilliant.
Well,
Bien,
also, he
bien.
practiced Spanish. No, it's okay.
Ahora tengo un poco español, no mucho. Por favor. Muy bien.
Ah,
Vale,
there you go. There you go.
Yeah. So we're gonna be opening our arms as we breathe in, but when we do that, we also open our hands. So we have our fingers. You can also do this a little bit to loosen the muscle. So you open it like this, and then when we pull it down, or actually we let it drop down, we have our fingers going into a fist position. And it's important that when we actually bring down the arms, because we're exhaling so sharp and so fast, we kind of want to have this notion of pulling the arms down. But actually what we want to do is we exhale sharply and we just let the arms fall down. Actually, sorry, it doesn't fall down all the way, so it only comes down to here. Okay, so let's do it. Exhale and just savor yourself in the heat that this breathing is creating. Check in with your body, what's going on. You might feel some tingly sensations. You might have one particular part activated within the body. Just keep your breath going on. And I need to go for a second. I apologize. The guest from upstairs just came down.
Okay. Well, we continue.
Okay.
We do the second round of 10.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know how many we did, but it's okay. Okay, feel the difference in your body, if there's any difference.
I feel I have to do like 20.
Okay,
Right.
let's do 20.
Here we, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah.
Here we still do the same work with expanding our chest and contracting belly, or not too much.
Here, when you start working on this breath, you do it slow with your client, and then you accelerate. And I think this breath is exceptional, is the one that I don't even though when I do it with my clients, I'm not so rigid in them needing to do the fire breath in such a dramatic way. I am more into the flow it creates, like only doing this and only it creates a lot of movement. So I'm not so picky on to build it here, do there. It's not so technical. For me, it's more important the energy it moves and the visualization aspect of it.
Okay.
And I use it, okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so shall we do the 10 minutes now? Because he's not here, so better.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
okay, because it's already 20, let me see, 21. We
Yeah.
have still the bandas. No, we have the bandas and then the recapitulation one. Okay, okay,
Mhm.
we come to do the bandas. Do you need 10 minutes? Yes.
Oh,
5,
uh,
let's say 7.
7.
5, 7, yeah. Okay, see you.
Hey, sorry.
No, it's okay. I finished
Yeah.
it, and then we said, let's take advantage and do the little pause now.
Okay. I got drawn into this situation where up above is a chalet that's being rented by my friend who owns this place, and now the window cannot be closed, and the hot tub is not getting warm.
Um,
So I'm suddenly the
The
maintenance guy,
person maintenance.
even though I have
But could you solve it?
no.
Ah,
I messaged the owner and I said to him like, "Hey man, this is what's going on."
yeah. Well, in half an hour we will,
Yeah, exactly.
so it's okay. Wait for Jolie. And we do the bandas now. Do you feel like doing the bandas? Like ready for that or
I
just...
am. I actually did it with one of my clients this week.
Ah, okay. So I'm
Because
excited to be guided.
she's also a yogi and she is not in a good place in terms of seeing the possibilities. So I thought that I did an optimal breathing, I think, and then I did something else, which is from another school, to ground and visualize that this energy flows goes into the center of the earth, and then you pull up the energy from there. And after that, we
Right.
did the 3 rounds of bandhas, and it seemed very powerful to her. Yeah.
Yeah, it is powerful. By the way, in the document of module 1, where I tell about the values, in the explanation of the values, there are many breathing exercises that are grounding exercises
Mhm.
for the values, where one
Okay.
of them is something like you just explained, but they're like different variations if you just want to
Yeah,
check
this is
them,
one
because
of
they're
the
written down. I couldn't go through all of them,
yeah,
because it's too little time, but
yeah,
they're there. I wrote it
yeah. I
them at
really want
least.
to read that document.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But
uh,
it's great that you could practice already the bandas.
yes, I mean I see it with so many clients, but you have to be because often we didn't, contract at the beginning to use breathing and breath work, or there's this one specific guy who is so much stuck in his thought patterns, and it took me like 6 sessions to get to a point to realize that the anger he's feeling is not really gonna get any better if he's blaming it on his brother and his mother, but he needs to start going inside. And so
Yes,
with him, I need to go super slow.
I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Very.
Interesting. Human nature. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, now the bandas we're going to do now. So Tamas wants to present it, or yeah, he offered
I
to.
mean, Jolie, if you want to do it, feel free.
So we're doing the bandas and what other else?
There is the sweeping breath. I don't know if any of yeah, that one. I don't know if we because we did it in a faster way. I don't know if you have it really. We can practice it one, go through it. I can guide you, or if you feel like you show it and we see, but
I was actually thinking about the bandas that maybe because it's such an important element that maybe we can both present it and do three of them.
great
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
Great idea. Okay, so let's start.
So should I start, Jolie, or do you want to
No,
start?
you can start now.
Okay, so I don't fully have my explanation yet with the spinal cord and the fluids. I need to get that going. But we're gonna do the modern Bandha breathing, which the way I explained once this week for one of my clients was to start with just sort of like quickly identifying the 3 points and the fourth point where we're gonna be locking our body to keep moving the energy up. So these 3 points first is your peripheral, your pelvic floor,
Perineum, yeah, pelvic floor,
perineum,
yeah.
your pelvic floor. So it's for ladies, it's behind your vagina, and it's pretty much between your sexual organ and your anus. So that's going to be the first one. So you can experience locking that by keeping it attention in there. And then the second will be the lower abdominal part, but also the upper abdominal part. So we're going to be going 1-1. First your lower abs and then your upper abs. And then here, this point just below your throat and above your chest. So we can log that by looking down. So you can experiment with just trying to keep these 3-4 points in tension. And then during the breathing, we're going to be bringing our focus to the top of the head. Okay. Do you have any questions so far?
How do I breathe in this?
Yes. So first, we're going to start with 3 optimal breaths. So you both know the optimal breaths already. And then on the third breath, as you exhale, you fully exhale, you let out the air from the body. And then we're going to take the air in. You will imagine taking the air from this point of your perineal or your vagina, your sexual organ. You can really breathe in, and then you pull up the air through your spine all the way to the top of your head. And then we're going to lock in these 3 bandhas. We're going to put the focus on the head, and we're going to keep pushing the energy up from the bottom of your perineal up to the top of the head. And as you hold the breath, you are not breathing. So you take this long breath in. We're locking these bandhas, and then we're holding the breath until I say release, and then we're going to just take a regular breath in. And we're going to do this 2 times. And then you're going to do it twice, 2 times with Jolly Bell. Okay, so are you ready? Do you have any questions? Okay, so let's take 3 optimal breaths. I'm going to wait for you, Jolly Bell, to be ready so we can all do this together. So let's start focusing on this breath. As you do these 3 optimal breaths, try to think about an intention, something that you want to see in your life happening, and we're going to be using this breath to have this intention to manifest within your life. So just catching up with the breath. Maybe some of you are already a bit further ahead by taking a couple of more optimal breaths. And then when you're ready, you take a last breath in. And then from there, you exhale. And from this exhale, as you're done, you fully empty your body. You keep breathing in through your perineal, through your vagina, and pulling the air up all the way to the head, pulling it up through your spine. And when you're fully ready, then you close your bandhas first at your perineal, and then your lower abdominal, and then your upper abdominal. And then you keep pushing the energy up from there. Keep pushing it to the top of your head. Keep pushing, keep moving the energy up to the top of your head. Keep pushing it a bit more and a bit more. And when you feel that it was enough, then you let it go, and then you release the air. And then from there, you just take a regular breath and observe what's going on in your body. Just notice what's happening with this energy that you're activated within the body. And then when you're ready, again, you now take only 1 breath in. And then on the exhale, you fully exhale, and we're going to do the second round after your exhale. So you empty your body, and then you take a long and deep breath in all the way from your perineal up through your spine, all the way to the top of your head. And when that happens, you lock your perineal, then you lock your lower abdominal, your upper abdominal, and just below your throat. And then you keep pushing the energy up, keeping these points tensioned, keeping them locking it in and pushing the energy up, moving it up, keeping the focus at the top of your head, keeping your focus up there, pushing the energy up. And when you feel ready, you let it go. And then you breathe in and out. And then just stay with the sensations, stay with this energy that you activated, allowing also your intention to be maybe circling in your mind, maybe not, but just staying with whatever is happening within you right now. And then whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, this is very difficult for me to do it with two people who are in different rhythm. How was it for you?
It was fantastic.
Okay.
I totally got the whole experience. I took advantage and I said, let me do it. Let me set my intention. Let me go for it. So it was great, greatly guided. And yeah, at the beginning, I was a little bit faster than you. You were explaining more into detail, and I was already up, and I realized, oh, he didn't mean this kind of breath. I did it before, and but in the second one, I matched. Are you okay, Jolibel?
No, I'm just with a lot of.
Okay, cough.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it was really well done.
Oh,
Well done.
I just had to put this picture. For me, it was very pleasurable.
She always says pleasurable. I love this word for the bandas.
Oh, it was. It was. I don't know. I perhaps it's not what it happens, but I like to imagine that. So we have this liquid circulating in our nervous system, and at some point, usually at night when you're laid down, that liquid flushes and cleans all our nervous system. And again, I don't know if this was happening, and especially because we're not laid down, but I feel this movement is doing the same, irrigating areas of the brain and, flushing.
Yes.
I like to think it as that. I don't know. I have to read and
No,
explore.
the spinal cord liquid substance that are proteins, and it usually, I think I explained this, it takes 12 hours more or less to do the whole
El
circuit. And here with this breath, it does it in one shot. So it's really powerful mechanically talking. I'm not talking even, this is not talking about energy, or I'm talking about that liquid. And so it does irrigate, and the bandas, the main way yogis use it is to clear the energy channels. That's the main thing you use it for. That meaning when people are stuck feel heavy because they're a lot in survival mode. So that means the three lower centers are very active when you're in survival mode. That means it will push the energy up. It will clear the energy channels. There are 72,000 more or less. And it will also make the bloodstream move faster. And it will open the diameter of the arteries and veins. They get a little bit wider just by the push, just by the flow of blood into them. This is the mechanical aspect of it that has been studied. The yogis didn't plan this. They don't talk about this because it's new science in a way. But when you study what the bandas do, it's very well documented on all the things it does. This is just one part of the circulatory system. Then there are all the other systems that also are impacted in one way or another. Like every organ is producing different things in different levels, but it creates a lot of like a machine that starts making every part of your body work at its best in a way. So
sorry.
Yeah, tell me.
The three centers or bandas would be pelvic floor, vagina, perineum, then lower abdomen, then chest, or no?
Actually, there are three points in the classic form, and those are the perineum, I mean, that area, then the navel area.
The what?
The abdomen or navel, but it's like the abdomen, all the abdominal area, lower abdomen and upper abdomen, and then this area.
What? What?
than this area.
Okay.
So these are the three classic bandhas. And in the modern bandhas, because you don't do in the classics, you go very deep with each one. You're very precise in the way, and you train for a long time to contract it in a very specific way. In the modern ones, because you don't study that too much and you don't practice that too much, you just contract more. Like you need to engage more this, so the neck gets the work, the equivalent a little bit of what you would do if you would do it properly. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
in the ancient bandhas, you lock in this way, but the lock is not with this impact, with this hold so long and this impact. It's just you just take air in the perineum and you contract, and it's not the anus, it's not the vagina, it's really very precise that you train for that. At the beginning it's just everything, you know, and then you start making the difference, and then you start, and the same for all the belly area, and the same for here. So in the case of the belly area, you suck it up, you suck it in a very specific way. So all this takes years of practice, and almost no one today teaches this in a yoga studio. I mean, you would need to teach a class specific to the bandhas to work on them properly. But the modern bandhas have a very strong effect and are used with a different intention. The modern bandhas are used for all of these reasons that I told you, but also to create reality. That means to create an impact in the body so strong that is the equivalent of the impact you received when you got traumatized, or when you got, you know, like you received this impact, or whatever is it that you think at that moment creates a movement in your energy and your body of contraction that the bandhas imitates very well, but amplified. And so after that, you create an intention on it, and you're producing the same effect in the body, but for something that you want. So for the brain, it's like it's taking the info.
Yeah, like if the contraction, because it's the same reaction we have when we go through something hard or difficult, you do a new imprinting.
Yes, that's the idea. And so the brain sees you, I mean, feels you, oh my God, what is going on? It's like, this is so strong. There is here a lot of movement of energy in the body. She's engaging every part of her. She's like passionate. She's like pushing up. The spinal fluid is coming up like crazy. So whatever she's thinking now, it's really key.
Okay.
Yeah, Tamas?
So would you say that, because I was thinking about this breath so far, just intentions around what I want to see in my life as more, you know, I want to be seeing me doing this work or me winning this competition. But if you already know a pattern of yours, say like you was emotionally abused by your parents, and through that you already know that that's why you feel angry, blah, blah, and then you want to be behaving the opposite in certain situation, this is also could be an intention.
It's a great way. Yes.
Okay.
And I use it in a way. The other day I used it. I was going to a co-working space and I was walking, and from my house to the co-working, I started to feel sad. I started to feel sad. I thought about my ex-boyfriend, and I started to say, what happened really? You know, and I started, and it was when I was almost about to enter the co-working, I was like thinking, oh my God, this will be a terrible day, you know, because I put myself with these thoughts up to here. And I realized that. And then I said, I thought about the bandhas, and I didn't even do them. But I thought about the bandhas, and I said to my body, no, now you shape up.
Yeah,
because I have done it so much that when I say that, my body responds like I had done it. And I said, no, we are not creating this chemistry now. We're now creating the chemistry that I need to create the project I'm working on. And we will take care of this after. Now I need this energy. And something in me went like, and enter, and I was like, da, 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 da. And when I came out, I was like, oh my God, again, this is, you can really do this. And of course, at night, I did some recapitulation. I did some sweeping breath. I did other breaths to process the scenes I was having in my mind that were putting me, you know, I processed them, but not in the moment, because I wasn't going to start like, okay, what's going on? No, there are patterns of emotions that we repeat every day like a clock. And like when we don't have an excuse to repeat them, we will create an excuse just to receive the chemistry of it. We are addicted to that chemistry in a way. And so the bandhas, for me, really help to change that addiction, really help you tell your body, no, now this is what I want. Now this is where we go. And now this is what we're creating. And the body will create the chemistry for what you're now doing and producing. Okay?
But do you think about something you want to, like I don't remember. I know it's.
Yeah, you can. You can use it for that. You can use it simply to increase your levels of energy. You can use it for that. I have noticed in like Joe Dispenza seminars, every time I went, and he does this with all these people, women get, I feel the energy of libido gets really high with the bandhas. And I see women start to become really very like hunting man or something. I'm very impressed, because we all arrive like, and then the second day you feel to everybody, hi, and you know, like, and I'm like, what's up with everybody? And then you're like, because Dr. Joe talked to me, and I'm like, what's going on? And I feel the bandhas have so much power that it really moves that energy down there and brings it up in a very strong way, but activates everything in you. So I'm saying this, if you see your client, like, I don't know, especially men working with women, or I don't know in men how it has, but I saw in women, and I was very surprised about that reaction. Anyway, okay, so you know, like your face, Tomas, is like very funny. Okay, okay, so I think we got it. I think we got the bandhas, right? Or do you feel you want to do it one round more, or it's okay? Like guided by Jolibel?
I would like to do it.
Oh, great. Okay. I didn't want to push you, but let's do it.
Let's conquer the world.
Yes. I love it.
Let me just.
Alela.
Yes, I
This is
got it.
just my readings result that you're like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes, you prepared me for.
Yes.
Nice.
Let me
Great.
just go quickly. I want to see this. Just one moment. Okay. Okay. So I like to think about this breath as if we had a, how do you call it? Una manguera.
I forgot. Helen said it the other day.
In the plants, to put the water in plants.
Yes. Yeah.
A
I
hoe.
remember. A hoe. Yeah, I think it's called. I don't remember.
As a hoe. And imagine that that hoe is just filled with old rests of leaves or whatever inside. So it has some points that might be locked. And we need to clean those dots, those points. So this exercise will help us to clean and unlock 3 very important centers of energy. We can focus and visualize those 3 centers. So the first one, lower one, would be the perineum, pelvic floor, vagina, whatever.
You can.
You can choose. The second one will be the lower, well, will be the abdomen, but the abdomen. And then I will refer to chest, which will be all this area. And then also top of the head, because it's where we're going to hold that energy. We should be trying to pull this energy to the top of our heads. Okay. So.
I told you.
So we're gonna breathe. We can take just 2 optimal breaths first. Exhale, emptying our lungs, and when we're ready, we will inhale like we are sucking and doing this movement, sucking our vagina, perineum, pelvic floor, sucking our abdomen, our chest, and then holding that energy here. Okay. So let's do just 2 optimal breaths. Let's do a good exhalation. And then inhale from your vagina perineum to the top of your head. And then contract vagina, abdomen, chest, and top of your head. Stay with the energy in the top of your head. Contract, contract. You can do little movements like this, like little jumps, always holding the energy, holding, and then release. Then we will do it again. Inhaling from all our pelvic floor, a big inhalation through the top of our head, and then contract pelvic floor, abdomen, chest, and hold it in the top of your head. Just hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And you can do this little jumps. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And release. You can do it. What you want to do it one more time, or is that okay?
I can do
No.
it one more time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
So-
advantage. I want to take advantage.
So let's empty our lungs, and again, inhale from our pelvic floor till the top of your head with a big inhalation, and then contract pelvic floor, abdomen, chest, hold the energy in the top of your head, hold it, hold it, hold it. Can do the little jump, just hold it there, hold it, and relax. And just enjoy.
Thank you. That was really great. Thank you. Yes, it's very moving for me to see that these bandhas and all these breaths are going now to have ripple effect through you. And it's very moving for me to see you doing it and having such a big effect on me, and feeling how all the people that you will do it will benefit. It's very, wow. It's very, It's like a little bit of me there, a little bit of this lineage there, a little bit of the yogis there, you know, and it's wow, it becomes real. Something that you intended is like now real into the world in many ways. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for committing to this and
Thank
for
you.
doing this, because it's very moving to have been guided by you in all these breaths, and that you are so good at presenting them and guiding, and it makes me feel this has a lot of potential, all of this that we're doing here. So thank you. I don't know, for the sweeping breath, I don't know if you feel like doing it, or it's a breath that you prefer that maybe we do it in another session in the future, and or you want to go through it once.
Once I would like to just once, because I don't get it yet. I tried
Okay.
to do it the other day and
Okay, so you want me to guide it just once? Because it's already 58. And I know Tamas has a lot going on there.
Yeah, we need to go because also there's a problem with the window now
Okay,
upstairs. I need to check.
Okay, so I
But
can stay a little bit with Jolie and do
Yeah.
it with her, but
Yeah.
and it will be recorded there at the
yes,
end if you
and
need
for
to
me it
check
made
it.
sense. But we'll have to
Okay.
do a quick checkout just to say goodbye and
Yes, yes. So tell me, do your
Yeah,
checkout.
okay, wow.
Okay,
on to the
now do
spot.
your checkout.
No, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I really appreciated this last 3 sessions and also before. I have to say that on the first day on module 1, I was a bit worried of what are the things that we're going to learn when we got into functional breathing, because those were things that I already knew. And but I'm very happy that I followed through the whole program because I learned a lot. And yeah, as I said before, this came into a very particular moment in my life. So both personally and professionally, I feel like I have taken a lot out of this. And yeah, I'm excited to meet you in person in
Yes, in
Portugal and in
Berlin.
Germany at some point. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully soon. And yeah, very much excited if you have any ideas of these monthly calls or little learning moments. I'm very happy to explore
Great.
how might that look like.
Okay, when I get something put together,
Yeah.
I will, I will, I have a plan. Let me see.
Yeah.
I have to work it more and adjust. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, and thank you. And I really appreciate that you invested in this, and this is ancient knowledge. So all that you receive, it's in layers that will activate in you. The more you do that, the more you explore the breath. It's really multi-layer. It's not just one dimension, never the breath, and that's the magic for me. So explore it in with patience and love and in a regular basis. Okay.
Nice.
Yes. Thank
Cool.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah.
Much.
Yes. You have my LinkedIn, so feel free to message if you also if you want to discuss these breaths. I'm happy to have a little bit of a peer learning chat at some point.
Oh, great idea.
Wonderful.
And best
Nice.
of luck with everything and all
Yeah.
your
Same.
Yes.
Cool. Enjoy the last breath, and I will check it up on the recording.
Yes.
Ciao,
Great.
ciao.
Bye. Qué lindo, ¿no? Qué lindo.
we are now on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah, we need to say it in English anyway, because he will see it. Okay, yeah. So, okay, so I will go through the breath again, and we do it just once a little bit. And okay, so usually I will record this breath, so you have it separated in a recording. I need to set aside time to record all these new sequences that I gave you, so you have it there separately. So this breath is the sweeping breath, and it's a breath that you start always setting an intention on a scene that you want to work on, where your energy got caught, and where you left energy, and where people in the scene left energy in you, in a way, in the interaction you had. And so it's a breath that is done through the nose. all the time. It's a breath that doesn't have any counterindication. You can do it if you're pregnant, you can do it in any case. And it's a breath that you do it with your back straight. And you first of all take a moment to imagine the scene that you want to work on. So you imagine the place you're in, you see yourself with the person where the scene, in which with the scene happened. You see if it's an open space, if it's closed, the walls, how are they, what's the smell of the place, anything that is relevant that can activate your brain's information around the scene. So you bring it all and you are there, you are in the scene. For some people it's really easy to imagine and you really feel there. Others have more trouble imagining, but you can always really remember how it went. Not even imagining, it's really remembering. And once you start remembering, something activates about this scene, also their energy aspect. So in this breath, you're going to breathe in, turning your head slowly to the left, and then breathe out, turning the head to the right. And then breathe in to the left and breathe out to the right, all through the nose. Breathe in to the left. Breathe out through the right. And now when you breathe in, you're going to imagine that you're bringing in energy that was left in the scene. You breathe in to the left, bringing in energy. You breathe out to the right, giving back energy that you got from that scene that is heavy on you and you want to give it back. And breathe in, taking in energy from the scene, and breathe out, giving it back, and breathe in, taking in energy, and breathe out, giving it back, and breathe in, taking in energy, and breathe out, giving it back. And you can imagine that you have like luminous fibers or like luminous spaghettis from your belly out into the scene. And so you breathe in and it comes through these fibers, the energy, and you breathe out and you give back the energy. Yes, and now you breathe in one last time. And then to close, you breathe out to the right. And then you extend the exhalation, going to the left again in exhaling. And then to the middle. And then you open your eyes and you have this fierce look of presence. And it's like you are claiming your integrity, your energetical integrity. Good.
I
Yes.
felt such a pain in my back.
Ah, yes. You still have the pain.
No, right now
Ah,
was condensed here. I still
wow.
with pain every day, but like, oh,
Okay, because of the bed, is it? Or the tension of the daily stress?
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. I just will close it so the recording is closed.
Okay.
Okay, so we can have any conversation without, because last time I had to cut it and it was like annoying. That's why I took time before I
Thank
send it.
For
Yeah.
was a real gift. It is being a real gift, and it
Mhm.
will be continuing being
Yeah.
a real gift for life. So
Yes.
like the same, the rock in the lake,
Yes.
I can't stress out enough
Hmm.
grateful I am for
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm
being
so
here.
happy that you did
Yes.
it. And yeah, and I feel it will have a strong impact. The most you get to know about these breaths, exploring them, you can apply them with your patients and create protocols with them. You will see how exactly they work when you guide them, and you will see, oh, okay, they react usually in this way. Ah, it's interesting. This type of people going through this type of things reacting this way to this, or
You
and
need
it's
to create something.
yes, I can let me know if you're
Okay.
needing information, or if or when you create something, let me know, and we can go through it together and check it and see, okay? I will now
Okay.
close the recording. So thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure, honor. Wow, this is like my dreams coming true, like seeing all this, how it works and how it, I had done it before with bigger groups, this training. But in this one, I included new breaths that I hadn't taught before. So to see how they work and if you could guide them and all, and I'm delighted to see that, yeah, it was amazing. So thank you so much. And I will reach out for the next
Okay.
activities, okay? Let me close here the recording. Here.